Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome to the channel. There we go. Strange, I don't see my Project Fly information up in the top right hand corner of the screen. But it is there. It is. I'm logged on and everything. Should be okay. So we're going to be flying in Honolulu, Hawaii this evening. And it's their morning at the moment. VFR. Very quiet skies at the moment. Things look like they're probably going to warm up a little bit with some international traffic. I am the only VFR traffic in the area, but that should be okay. I'm going to contact potentially Honolulu International. Honolulu radar might take me. I think he will, because I'll go VFR around the island and eventually land at Honolulu. So let's just file a flight plan. VFR, we are going from PHDH, that's PHDH, and we will be ending up in PHNL. PHNL. VFR. We are definitely not heavy. Like so. We are definitely going to be cruise altitude, say 3,000 feet, and cruise speed 100 knots. Time, I'm going to give myself 2 hours. That should be okay, and let's say we have 2 hours and 50 minutes extra of fuel. That should be fine. For those of you watching on stream, please just pop a message into the chat so that I can see that the chat function is working, which is above the webcam there. Let me refile my Project Fly flight plan actually, because cancel that flight because that is now incorrect. So that is PHDH and PHNL. Am I going to? Yeah. Okay. And then C172. That one there, and it's November 404 Foxtrot Romeo. VFR Charter VATSIM. Bam. Okay. And fly now. So I'm rocking today with the actually a freeware scenery package for the whole of the Hawaiian chain of islands. It's not Orbex. It's free satellite mesh. It's very nice looking stuff. So just going to have a look at ATIS. Now we have ATIS at there we go. There I am. We have ATIS at Honolulu, which is 127.9. But what we're going to do first is we're going to do a walk around, because this is going to be by the book. So we've jumped into the aircraft. We are cold and dark. I've hit the button there. and I'm going to bring up Shift 8 and run through a cabin check. Okay, so pitot cover remove. Let's just remove that like so. Pilot's operating handbook is in the plane right there. Weight and balance, check. So let's go to the weight and balance. Let's go, there's just myself. I am going to fill up the tanks today because this is going to be a nice VFR cruise. I'm going to leave the oil at 90% just to see what happens there. I'm going to bring 15 kilograms. I'm going to bring 10 kilograms of baggage. Let's just check the... There, that's what I was looking for. I've got the sound off. There we go. So beautiful shape. Compression test. We all look good. We could roll with those. I'm going to... I don't know. Do I need those? I think I'm not going to roll with those actually. I'm going to roll with the Airhawk tires. Or no, the Air Track tires. Factory stock prop. Actually, let's roll with all the bells and whistles this time. Let's roll with all the bells and whistles and see what happens. See what kind of cruise speed we can get. Of course, this is the PBR 172, which I've not really done a full-length video on this yet, which is nice. I'm looking forward to this. So parking brake is set. Control wheel lock remove. So we can now move that. Ignition switch is off. Let's just remove that for the moment. Avionics master is off. Battery master switch on. Pitot heat on. Fuel quantity check. That is up here, T's and P's. Fuel quantities, full on both sides. Avionics master on. Static pressure outsource valve off, which is that one there, and it is pushed in. So pull to be on, push to be off. Annunciator panel test switch, check. Yep, so all lights flash, and then the ones that are not prevalent extinguish, and the ones that are prevalent remain. Check that all lights are annunciator release, check that appropriate lights remain on. Fuel selector is on both. Fuel shutoff valve push to be full in. Flaps extend. And pitot heat off. Avionics master switch off. Battery master switch off. Elevator trim set for takeoff. Right, so that's the cabin checklist done. Let's move out to the exterior of the plane, going leftways first because I always get to the pitot heat last and it's cold. That's the check to make sure that it's actually working. So that's good, and that's been removed. Going down around the left-hand side, just checking the let's do that. That's kind of better. Let's remove the tail tie down, and I need to move this over here. Checking that the linkages are all good, and they look to be. And give the trim tab a little wiggle. Feels fine. Give the flap, the right flap, a bit of a wiggle, and check those linkages. They look good. Checking the aileron, the right aileron linkages, looking good. Remove the right tie down. Remove the right main wheel chocks. Sump the right hand fuel tank, looking good. Check the level of fuel. Fuel is full on the right side. Check oil. Oil is good. Sump the tank under the main nose, or check for damage and security. I can't pan up and down, that's the only problem with these. I have once had a ding in the propeller. I think once, but then check that there's nothing stuck. I have had a rag actually stuck in one of these vents before. Check that the static source opening is all completely clear. Check the fuel on the left tank, which is full. Sump the left fuel is good. Remove the left chock. Remove the left tie down, and check that those openings are clear. Check that the left aileron linkages are all good. Wiggle the left flap and check the left flap linkages, all good. And that is our pre-flight done. So in a place like Hawaii, I would expect, due to the conditions, I would expect there to be a bit more condensation in general in warmer environments. You know, as the sun goes down, the night comes along, the morning comes, things heat up. The dew in the morning, in heavy dew environments, I would imagine sumping your fuel tanks would be more important in an environment where you would expect condensation buildup within spaces and areas, due to that expansion and contraction of as the air molecules have the ability to hold or not hold a certain amount of moisture. Anyway, and that's how you get contaminated fuel, and that's how you do not have a nice day. So 7 people on YouTube Live. For those of you on YouTube Live, if someone just pops a test into the chat so that I know that the chat system is working, that would be great. Thanks. Let's just bring that online. Does it look? Project Fly isn't up either. I don't know why, but I'm just gonna roll with the flow. It's just gonna be a chill live stream this evening, folks. Nothing crazy. Okay, so jumping back into the cabin, we are going to go with the notes. Priming for a cold engine. Run fuel pump until fuel pressure rises for 3 seconds. Lean on ground to avoid fouling plugs. Check oil temperature before run-up. Idle under 1,000 RPM with cold engine. Stall speed is 51 knots. Max flap extension speeds is to 10 degrees below 110 and up to 30 degrees below. Hey, hello Flight Simmer. Your ideas on condensation are correct. We also usually fill tanks to full, if not in a hangar, as then the fuel cannot enter the wing tanks as easily. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, good to see you guys. Thanks for joining in. Approach speed 65 to 75 knots and max crosswind 15 knots. It's all good to know. I think for a cold engine, I mean, if we were in a Scandinavian winter, we'd really have to pay attention to cold engines. But in Hawaii, if I check the outside air temperature, I will once I turn on the ignition, but I just go and check the outside air temperature. It is 23 degrees Celsius. So, okay, upon entering the cabin checklist. Hello, I believe there is a limitation to open doors while flaps not at 0. Okay. Ah, yes. I actually seem to remember that in real life. No? I think that is full flaps. Now the electrics are off. Anyway, without much further ado. Flaps. Who's texting me? So, weight and balance has been checked. Parking brake is set. Control wheel lock has been removed. Ignition and avionics are off. Master switch is on. Check fuel quantity. Fuel quantity is checked. Static pressure outsource valve is off. Annunciator panel has been tested. Fuel selector valve is on both. Fuel shutoff valve is pushed in. Flaps to extend. Master switch off. Elevator trim set for takeoff. Okay. Engine start. let's bring the avionics online and grab the ATIS before we start our engine. ATIS at Honolulu is 127.9, so let's listen to that. 127. I'm not hearing anything. Did I get that right? 127.9, yeah? Okay. Info Juliet. Well, he's on the other side of the island, so... In fact, instead of that, I'm going to call up 118.3.
Honolulu approach, American 670 Heavy with you, 15 descending on the Kalani 3. We have information in you.
Okay, I was about to say, you see how I can't hear the ATIS controller now? I bet you, because we're on the new VATSIM codec, there's a massive great mountain between it.
Honolulu approach, American 670, radio check.
American 670, 670, good morning, sir. Sorry, Honolulu approach. Roger, sir, continue your descent on the Kalani 3 arrival, cross book at 7,000, Honolulu altimeter is 1501. Correction is 2994.
2994, and can I get that intersection again, sir?
That would be the book intersection, please.
Okay, so I can hear everyone, that's fine.
And so we're on the Kalani 3. I'm not seeing the book intersection on the current charts. Is there another place you want me to go to, or a
that cup of tea is good. Just turn on my light here. And I'm going to get my track IR up and running as well. Let's just not get too crazy on all the apps here, people. There's my track IR. Oh, I've got my strobes on.
In Honolulu approach, American 670, we're not seeing the book intersection. Can you confirm the spelling, please?
American 670, stand by. American 670, continue descent on the arrival after Selleck. You can join the ILS for runway 8 left approach, and the altimeter at Honolulu is 2994. Sorry about that, sir.
Oh, not at all. After Selleck, we'll join the runway, I think you said 8 right approach, and 2994.
And that's 8 left, sir.
8 left approach, 8 left, thank you.
Honolulu radar, good morning. November 404 Foxtrot Romeo with you on the ground over at Dillingham. May I stay with you, sir, for the duration of my VFR flight, or do you want me to go over to control?
November 404 Foxtrot Romeo, Roger, sir. You can stay with me at this frequency. Contact me when airborne.
Wilco, thank you. We'll contact you when airborne. November 404 Foxtrot Romeo. Okay, sweet. So he's given me free reign to push a start.
Delta
etc.
1731 is going to maintain 4,000.
Okay, so engine start. Throttle
Send
cracked.
4,000 Delta 1731 Heavy.
Mixture idle. Master switch on. Beacon is on. I turned that on just now. Skip to step 9 for a warm engine. I've not really got a warm engine, but okay. Mixture rich until stable fuel flow. Okay, so auxiliary fuel pump switch on. Mixture rich until stable fuel flow for 3 to 5 seconds, then set to idle cutoff. So stable fuel flow for 3 to 5 seconds, and then off. And I'm going to be watching the fuel flow gauge here. Oh, what did I just press? Just press some weird button. Okay. Auxiliary fuel pump off. Propeller. That's when you shout clear, like a squawking chicken, like the angle of attack man does. Ignition. Start. There we go. Idling just around 900 RPM, leaning out to about 75% on the mixture already, just to be okay. Just popped in my my headset controls and my microphone into the aircraft, and yeah, the engine. I'm just gonna idle under 1,000 RPM while the engine, the oil temperature rises. Should be good. So, oil pressure check. We've got to check our T's and P's. The pressure is good. The vac is good. Amps are good. Fuel flow is just about there. And the temperature should rise presently. Nav lights on as required. Let's go nav light. And that's all we really need for the moment. Radio's on. Flaps retract. Is there a freeware flight planner that gives same experience as PFPX or EFAS? That is a very good question. What I use for my VFR flying,
American 670, report a spout state left, please.
Is a freeware application called Plan G. Plan G version 3, this is what this is basically an entire map of the world, and it gives you all of your VFR, well, it gives you all of your navigation, ground-based navigation points, so your VORs, your NDBs, your DMEs,
Delta
your
1731,
ILS,
turn right 360.
and you can
Right,
put yourself into
360
the world.
Delta
You can
1731
connect
Heavy.
using Sim Connect, I think it is. It connects through, and you can see yourself in the world, and you can fly to various things, and you can look, and it gives you all the frequencies in the information box. Everything is going to be cool. This is what I'm going to be using for my flight, so pay attention to that. So, before takeoff, seat belts checked, doors are all closed. Well, actually, it's a warm day. It's fine. We'll have those open. Flight controls free and correct. Let's just check that rudder. Yeah, rudder's good. Elevator's
American
good.
670, reduce speed to 210 knots or less, please.
All looking good.
Full on 210, American 670.
Fuel quantity, again, check. Full on both sides. Mixture, rich. Fuel selector, recheck on both. Throttle, and then we do our run up. Okay, so taxiing from here, we're going to pop the handbrake off. And try to swing around in... Oh, crap. Yeah, we are going to swing around right where we
Delta
are.
1731 is going to maintain 3,000.
That aircraft.
3,000 Delta 1731.
It's okay, good clearance. Good clearance, Clarence. Interesting, I really appreciate your response. No worries, mate. That's what live streaming is for. That is what live streaming is for. Okay, so I'm going to get some lights on in the cabin here. I'm going to go with
Delta
the,
1731, 5 miles from Ocoa, turn right
bigger
050, clear to join the localizer for LS 8 left approach, main.
and the flood.
Alright, right 050, clear to join 8 left, localizer, Delta 1731 Heavy.
American 670, you'll be number 2 on the approach.
American 670,
Okay, so
copy.
he gave me clearance to contact him in the air. So I'm going to move, making sure that both the departure and the approach
Delta
is clear.
9769, roger sir, runway 8 left, taxi via Zulu, Alpha, left on Romeo Bravo, then hold short, altimeter 294.
As I move across the instrument hold line, turn on the strobe and the nav and the taxis. So, cool little side tip about the runway we're on right now. The runway we're on right now, we've got these arrows. And I explained the arrows in my most recent PPL training video. The arrows mean that the runway is actually a displaced threshold. The threshold of the runway is actually 0.8 right there. So this whole section is not actually the beginning of the runway yet. The reason they've given a displaced threshold is for some reason or other. It's probably that mountain there.
American 670, thanks for reporting established, sir. Winds at Honolulu, 3504.
If this section of the runway was chevrons, we would not be allowed to take off in this section. But because it's arrows, we can take off in this section.
3504,
We
runway 8
just
left, clear land.
can't land
8
in this
left, clear
section.
land, Delta 1731 Heavy.
Okay, so everything looks good. Mixture is going rich. I may just adjust the position of my seat. Let's just bring the heading bug forwards. And take off. Wing flaps set 10 degrees. Mixture is rich. Throttle slowly advanced to full open.
American 670, reduce speed 170 knots or less, please.
170 knots or less, American 670.
And then slowly lift nose at 55 knots. So watching for that 55 knots there and up with the nose. And the trim is a little bit nose high on the trim. So I'm just going to trim down. And now we're hit 80 knots. 80 knots indicated up with the flaps. And that's us. Honolulu radar, November 404 Foxtrot Romeo is airborne.
And November 404, Foxtrot Romeo, thanks for reporting airborne, sir. Get you to reset your transponder, please. Squawk 0501.
0501, and we'll reset. Thanks, Foxtrot Romeo. 0501. Reset transponder. I always, that is the hallmark mistake that I make. I never squawk mode Charlie. Like so. And he's given me, let's just back down on the throttle there now and trim for stable flight, and we'll get 0505. Is that?
Number 404 Foxtrot Romeo, radar contact, sir. Now, you're going to be requiring flight following?
AFIRM for November Foxtrot Romeo, just a basic service should be fine, thanks.
And November 404 Foxtrot Romeo, just make sure you're squawking Charlie, please. And 404 Foxtrot Romeo, that was 0501 on your transponder.
Uh, 0501 Foxtrot Romeo.
And 404 Foxtrot Romeo, roger, your radio contact now, resume on navigation.
Resume on nav, thank you very much, Foxtrot Romeo.
Delta 9769, continue holding short.
Alright,
two
sweet,
traffic
so
on
that's
final.
us. We are now free to roam at will, as long as we don't go above 3,000 feet.
Delta 9769, holding
that
short runway
scenery.
08 left, traffic inside.
Thanks for reporting the traffic.
Oh. That scenery.
Delta 1731, exit left when able, please. As soon as you can, if you don't mind. We got traffic short final.
Alright, taking the next left for Delta 1731 Heavy.
Appreciate that, sir.
Look at that river.
Delta 1731, straight ahead on
at that
Yankee.
river.
You can cross Alpha and Zulu to the apron. Gate of choice.
Just channeling its way
Alright,
through
straight
the
ahead on
terrain.
Yankee, cross Alpha and Zulu to the apron, Delta 1731 Heavy. Nice.
Chock-a-block full of trees. Look at the way those rivers come down the mountain. Carve out the terrain. That's beautiful. That's absolutely stunning.
Line 10 Heavy, good morning, sir. HCF approach clearance on request, stand by, number 1.
So yeah, this is really beautiful satellite ground poly, and it's all freeware as well. It's just stunning. I don't know why I haven't flown here more often. Okay, 2,250 feet roughly. Little nav map is okay. Yes, Darren. A little nav map is also another free tool that is similar to Plan G, and it does the same basic thing. The one thing I like about Little Nav Map over Plan G is Little Nav Map shows you on an actual globe, and that is actually quite helpful because in Plan G, when you're at certain places in the world,
Delta
particularly
9769er,
north
runway 8
on the
left,
globe
line
or
up
very
and wait, caution,
far
wait
south,
turbulence from the landing Boeing 777.
it doesn't represent your
Roger, lining up runway
headings
08
terribly
left,
well, because
Roger,
it's
wait
projecting
turbulence
you onto a
heading
flat map instead of a globe.
American 670, welcome Honolulu, sir. Exit left when able, report clear of the octave.
Left when able, will report clear.
Okay, so 500 feet to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in the autopilot just to keep us where ATC want us. Okay, I'm going to go with a heading hold and not above 3,000 feet armed, like so, and we can climb at 400 feet per minute. It's going to hold our altitude when we hit 3,000. So, feet off of the rudder pedals, sit back with a cup of tea and just enjoy the scenery.
American 670, clear the active.
Thanks for reporting clear, sir. American 670, straight ahead, cross Alpha and Zulu onto the ramp, gate of your choice. Just watch that Boeing 777 that you followed in.
I'm just going to do some
American 670, we got him in sight. We'll cross.
some
Thanks
panning.
to the ATC. Cheers.
Thanks for coming in, sir. Enjoy the rest of your day. Aloha.
Aloha.
Delta 9769, winds at Honolulu, 35084. After takeoff, immediate right turn 150, runway 8 left, clear for takeoff.
Let's just back off the propeller as well, because
Delta 9769, Roger, runway 08 left, wait for takeoff.
we'll overspeed because we're using. There we go.
Line 10, I have your clearance available.
We're
Ready,
using
copy.
all the mods on this
Already
Cessna,
have
which
line
means that if we did actually firewall the throttle, we would overspeed in cruise.
Line 10 is cleared to Los Angeles International Airport via the Molokai 4 departure. Maintain 5,000, climb via the SID.
How are the
Departure
audio
assist with
levels
Nevis
for
frequency
you
squawk
guys?
3521.
My voice versus ATC versus the sim. How is that going? Little nav map is good, VFR and IFR. Yeah, that's true. I've used it before, Darren. It's just that I've used Plan G for so long.
Line 10 heavy, read
that
back is correct. Push and start
my
your
usage of
discretion.
Little
Expect
nav map is
runway
kind of
8 right for departure.
I don't
Ready,
use it
copy.
as much because I've just used Plan G for years now. But
Delta 979,
I'm
please
sure there are
confirm
some
master
things
departure
in Little Nav
the
Map
head
that
or any
I would
heading.
appreciate more than Plan G. There's certain things about Plan G that I
Delta 9769, I'll be 150
like.
degree heading
So-
on takeoff, please.
Roger, 1 airborne, heading 150.
But I love how when you've actually got satellite imagery, all of these islands are photo mapped, and so every single thing you're looking at is completely unique. There's no autogen textures in the landmass. The land class isn't like, look at that. That is the actual physical road as seen from space. That is actually what it looks like, you know. And those red patches there with the windmills, that it's all really, really good looking. Looks like an old runway there, maybe in the old days. Okay, let's just turn 120. Actually, we can see on Plan G. I can zoom in here, and if I want a heading down the coast, I can right click and go QDM range and bearing, and then I get a ruler, and I can drag it down here and say, okay, that bearing is 137, which means that I can go
Delta
to
9769, airborne, passing altitude
I'll go
1,400 feet.
125 on my heading for the new heading.
Delta 9769, radar contact, stated altitude, continue climb to 17,000.
Roger, climbing to altitude 17,000, Delta 9769.
Those are some beautiful sights. I'm just going to take some screenshots, you know, for posterity and all. Zoom out. That's a shot. Look at that. ATC is drowning you. Okay, good to know. I will adjust that in just a second when the text in the top right-hand corner disappears.
Delta 9769, turn left 090, direct Molokai. It's on the Molokai for departure.
Okay.
Roger, left
Screen.
heading 090, direct Malak Delta 9769.
Okay. Oh, hello. Right, so ATC is drowning me out. Let's go to ATC settings, audio. Wow, it's already turned down really low. Oh, that's my output volume. Let's go and change the settings in the volume mixer, maybe. Okay, ATC, let's turn that down. And my microphone for you guys is all the way up in testing 1 2 3. I kind of have to have it a little bit closer here. It's about as good as I can do. Yeah, I think that's about as good as I can do there. But I've turned ATC down, so you're too quiet. ATC is drowning you. I turned up my auto-gen levels to extremely dense, I think it was. And I definitely am glad I did, because like every single tree, every single building, all the auto-gen. Beautiful. You know, I am looking forward to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I will be featuring it heavily on the channel. A lot of the very serious developers seem to be moving in that direction, and it looks like the next jump. But having said that, there are some times in P3D that everything works the way it should.
Delta 9769.
Well, not many of those times.
You're leaving my airspace, sir, now to the east.
How is the level of the
no further
ATC now in
is
comparison
available.
with my
Radar service
voice?
is terminated. Frequency change approved to Unicom 122.8. Thanks very much for your
Does that
traffic
sound
today,
like
sir.
that
Enjoy the
helps
rest of your
at
day.
all?
Aloha.
Delta 9769, Roger, over to Unicom. Thanks for the service. Hello.
Hawaiian 10, Honolulu approach is going offline now, sir. When you're ready for taxi, it'll be with Unicom 122.8. Thanks very much for your traffic here today, sir. We'll talk to you again soon. Aloha.
Oh, and the other guy's gone off as well, so he's going off, and I'll be in Unicom. Ah, well. A little better. Okay, well, ATC's disappearing soon anyway, so...
November 404 Foxtrot Romeo, Honolulu approach is going offline now, sir. Radar services terminated, frequency change approved to Unicom. And thanks very much for your traffic. Have a great day.
Over to Unicom. Thank you very much for ATC. Good morning. 404 Foxtrot Romeo.
And Hawaiian 10, did you copy that, sir?
Okay, 122.8. Over to Unicom. Now I'm on Unicom. No one's going to bother us. I'm going to be making cold calls as we... that's actually a funny thing that he handed me over to Unicom. I wanted to do a touch and go at Kaniho Bay, and then swing around the other side, the eastern corner of the island, and come into the international for an approach. And that's a fair amount of traffic. I'm just wondering where I'm going to park. Anyway, I'm going to... Oh, just look at the scenery though, guys. It's just... That is photorealism for you there, guys. Soak it in. Soak it in. PBR, C172, plus the scenery. Good question, Flight Simmer. Mark, ATC perfect, your volume is low. Okay, so the volume of my microphone, open volume mixer, no, open sound settings, this device properties, volume, if I turn that up, how does that now sound compared to what it was before? I hope that was enough of a jump upwards. Oh, this scenery though. Oh. I'm going to take another screenshot here. Oh, this could easily be my desktop wallpaper. I think this will be. Yes. Look at that. A little loud. Okay, a little loud. I will tweak that one more time. This one here. Device properties. I'll bring it down to 90. About 90, 91. How does that sound now? Testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, blah, 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 blah. Nope. Let's see if that works there. Yes, there we go. Okay, oh, the scenery. That scenery, though, is beautiful. There we go. Okay, that's enough photos for now. Let's just turn track IR back on because I want to come into land. So, Kano Bay. Okay, Kano Bay traffic. Kano Bay traffic, November 404 Foxtrot Romeo, 3,000 feet, joining left downwind. Runway what? Runway what, you noob? runway 04. Okay, so at this point I'm going to go off with the autopilot and take manual control because I am still VFR. Just nose down slightly and reduce power. Okay. Kano Bay traffic, November 404 Foxtrot Romeo is turning left downwind, runway 04. Kano Bay traffic. There we go, that sounds passable, I think. Okay, much better. Excellent news, guys. Thank you. Okay, just watching. So if it's a 04 runway, I'm gonna begin my turnout just about there. Oh, that's scenery. That is scenery. Just trim. Bring my FPS back up. About 30 FPS. Holding nicely at 30. Do you know what, guys? The Airplane Heaven DC-3 is going to be released in the next few days, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a fully PBR DC-3 with a proper Sperry autopilot system. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to be flying it a lot. I've been flying the DC-6 quite a lot and the Connie quite a lot on very long-haul legs while I've been working from home during these strange days of ours. And I imagine we're going to get some unique turbulence off of these very steep hills. Let's hope we don't. Okay, mixture going rich. Descent. Okay, landing airspeed 65 to 75 with flaps up. It's going to be a touch and go. Wing flaps as desired. Airspeed, touchdown manuals first. Okay, that's all the information we need. So at 1,200 feet, I'm getting a bit closer. I'm going to turn base leg, left base. Okay, now I'm going to watch my slip indicator and my rate of descent. I'm just going to flatten those two things out, like so. So a nice coordinated turn. Not too crazy. And the left-hand red dash on my direction indicator, I'm going to bring to about 04, which is about there. Just there. And then I'm going to reset the heading bug to 040 as reference. Like so. And that gives me my base. Okay, I'm going to begin decelerating again. Just get down to 1,000 feet. I'm a little bit high. No, I'm not a little bit high. I'm actually okay. But I could get down to 1,000. It's a little fishing boat. Aww, it's a cute little fishing boat. Okay, coming down through 900 feet. Kano Bay traffic, November 404 Foxtrot Romeo is turning final runway 04, touch and go, Kano Bay traffic. In America, they like to hear the location on Unicom at the beginning and at the end of the transmission as well. In the UK, we really don't care about that. I guess we're just in the Europe. I guess we're intelligent enough to remember the whole call, but I guess in the States, I'm making fun of the States. It's fine. I guess in the States, it's just standard that they want to hear the location that you're calling about on Unicom at the end of the transmission as well. So, just going to bring the power back. Nice little island there with auto-gen on it. Very nice. 80 knots. I'm actually going to bring in a stage of flaps to help me slow down because I'm a little bit fast. And the Cessna is a slippery bird. Aiming for the touchdown markings. There is my PAPI lights coming in. That's a vertical array of PAPIs. as opposed to horizontal array. I'm going to go for the two main touchdown bars, which are all featured in my previous video on runway markings. And that's not a bad airport in terms of look at the helicopters on the right hand side there. Yeah, I'm a little bit high for the aim point markings actually. Oh, actually no, I'm not. I'm fine. I'm fine. I should make it. Yeah, should make it. Just about. I won't get my main wheels on it, but you know, I'm pretty close. Flare and 60 knots. Let's get down to about 55 to 50. Like so. And then smoothly on with the power again. And up she comes. And increase, I'm going to increase speed, 80 knots, flaps up. And nose will drop ever so slightly, and no, I thought that was a bird as I was climbing out. But it looks like a... What? It is birds. I spied them. I thought, yep, that is birds. I did not know they even had birds in this scenery. But I saw them, and I avoided them, so that's the main thing. That's so cool. Oh my goodness, there's another group of them. Crap. I just saw another group as I went past. I'm going to climb, I think. So flaps are up in the climb. Trimming. That was a little bit worrying there. I saw more birds than I thought I would. 2 large groups, I think it was. I'll have to watch that back on the stream later. Okay, beautiful mountain range there. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to do a right-hand turnout. Kano Bay traffic, November 404 Foxtrot Romeo has completed touch and go, right-hand turnout and continuing VFR along the coast. Kano Bay traffic. Not that anyone can actually sit and hear me, but maybe some of the big jets over at Honolulu might be able to pick up that transmission. Who knows? Okay, coming back to 75% power and coming back to 75% on the mixture. Actually coming back to... Yeah, I'm going to stay at 75% power just for our climb. So again, on with the autopilot. And let's center heading bug. Let's go over to heading hold, and we are climbing, and 3,000 feet is armed. Feet off the rudder pedals. And yeah, so that was fun. It's a nice little... So the cool thing about the satellite imagery is that everywhere you look, it's different. It's all unique, like I said before. There's that little area in there with those open fields. You can tell those are open fields with those trails that run across them. It's not just land class. See the tiny little walkways and pathways along the coast that you would never see picked up, like that one there. That little pathway there. Oh, yeah, now we're a bit further away. Yeah. And we're going to pass an old disused airfield. Let's just go back to that one. I could actually climb a bit steeper here. Let's climb at 1,000 feet per minute, and I'm going to put the... Okay, yeah, so we got some old disused runways here. Maybe they were used in the war in the Pacific Theater. I really hope one day that IL-2 Great Battles creates the Pacific Arena. I think they will. It's just going to take them time, and they're worried about the quality of the add-on. If it's very hard for them to get the right documents and so forth. Hello, yes, good to see you. Yours truly. Love your videos, watching you live from the Bahamas. Oh my goodness, I wish I was in the Bahamas right now. I'm in the Highlands of Scotland, man. It's not as romantic as it may sound. Okay, pulling back to 75% power. Actually back to about 55 to 60% power like I was before. So where in the Bahamas are you, man? And may I ask a question? How is life over there in the Bahamas for you in our current world situation? I am thankful that I'm able to work from home still, so I'm still full-time employed. But for many people out there, it's tough times. So looking back at Plan G, you can see the downwind, the base, and the final, and the touch and go, and the right-hand turnout that we did there. And we'll be coming around this point very quickly, actually, and entering the Honolulu International Airspace. So we've got to, so the 14-knot wind, I'm guessing, I'm not sure which runway. I might land on O'Kane O'Kane Ford Island. Actually, I'm going to land on Ford Island. I'll just come right round the side. Yeah, I'll actually... yes, to stay out of their 9,000 foot Class B, I'm actually going to come along the hills here, and then into their Class E, rather than have to go all the way around. Just because I know there's traffic on there on the ground, I don't want to get in their way. Just as our Blackpool, definitely not the Bahamas. Darren wishes he was in the Bahamas as well. Oh, one day. I've always wanted to go to the Caribbean, but it's just one of those kind of holidays I would almost feel guilty about doing, because it's just, to me, it just feels like such an extravagant thing to go to the Caribbean. Or the Caribbean, sorry, or the Bahamas and so forth. But one day, maybe I will get my way out there. You can really see this.
Honolulu traffic, American 278 Heavy is going to be taxiing via Zulu Alpha Romeo Bravo down to 8 right.
Yeah, so there's Unicom. You can really see the comparison between this freeware scenery and the Orbeck scenery, because this is pretty much, the same view as what's on the Orbeck scenery. That view right there, I think it's that hill. Come on, load. I think it's that hill, that weird extinct volcano. If I go to discover, no, I just want to go store, North America, Honolulu. There you go. It's that kind of, this one here. No, this one here. Is it? Is that it? Oh no, it's that one over there. Okay, so I'm gonna make that turn now. Gonna go due west. It's not this one. It's actually that one over there. So we'll go and compare between this freeware and the Orbeck stuff. The Orbeck scenery though doesn't cover all of the islands though. This scenery package freeware, you have to download the various islands. I've downloaded them all, but they give you all of this in this level of quality for free. It's not. But I think the Orbeck's version is only a certain, I think it's maybe only this island or a region of the island. I don't think it's the whole thing. I'm located in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the country's second city. A bit quiet, if you may ask, but the festive season it will be a blast. Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. That's really cool. Okay, so look at that site there, guys. Okay, so I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut across to stay outside of their airspace. But then he's going 04 left. Okay. If he's going to actually, I'm going to fly directly over the threshold so that I'm not in anyone's way. That's what I'm going to do. Fly directly, do a proper zone transit, and then descend on the far side, and then land at Ford Island.
Honolulu traffic, American 278 heavies crossing runway 8 left.
8 left. He's taking 8 left. Okay. Okay, he's taking 8 left. Oh crap! All right, I am just gonna fly over the entire the complete airfield. I am going to descend to 2,000 feet. Whoa. I only asked for 600 feet. I didn't ask for 1,200 feet per minute. There you go, stabilize, boy. You're alright. Hey, Cole. Hey there, just finished watching your Bangkok to Singapore Connie vid. Tuning in at 3 in the morning here. Wow, where are you at 3 in the morning? Yes, so this island here, this scene, is the same scene that you can see in the Orbeck scenery. You can see it, the coloration is a bit different. The autogen, again, is a bit different. It definitely looks, the Orbeck scenery definitely looks better. But for what you get for free, this really is not bad. This really, I can live with this. That's not bad. If I just wait a little bit. Yeah, that's nice. That is nice Orbeck scenery. They've done, you could definitely tell it's a better quality, but then you get what you pay for. Depends what the coverage is of it though. If it's the whole islands, all the islands, or what. Okay, I need to shut up and pay attention here because I'm coming into the same airspace that they are, so.
Honolulu traffic, American 278 is lining up on 8 right, waiting for the departing company 787.
Okay, I can see someone taking off on, that's HAL 10. Okay, going due west. Okay. Honolulu traffic, November 404 Foxtrot Romeo is a Cessna 172 at 2,000 feet, just entering Class B from the east. Intentions are a zone transit of the airfield above the thresholds to the north side of the field. There we go. That should hopefully give people an idea. He did a very steep climb out and turn. Very steep.
Honolulu traffic, American 278 heavy departing runway 8 right.
Okay, that's him. The 777. He's probably off to Los Angeles or something. And as I turn, we'll probably just see him. It's probably not a good idea for me to fly through this area when that BizJet just went up through my airspace because of wake turbulence, but we'll see. On the ground, it shows a lot more aircraft, but I'm not actually seeing them yet, so I'm not sure. Yeah, he is rolling now. Look at that. Oh, rotation. Woo! Up he goes.
Honolulu traffic, American 278 heavy departed 8 right.
Yes, you have, sir. Yes, you have. And a little bit of a glitch there. Okay. That's so cool. That's really cool. Okay, being mindful of the wake turbulence there, we'll see if that's accurately modeled. And I don't see any aircraft on the ground like Plan G says there are, so if I just go to... yeah, there's no one on the ground. There's me, and those two are outbound traffics. Okay, so I'm going to turn due north. That's a shame. It looks like there's a lot more traffic there. So I don't know what that is. That's Plan G just playing up. Okay, so the island that we are landing on is just over there, and we should have a runway. Yes, we do. And it's actually, Ford Island is just the island where the Arizona Memorial is. I believe it's the Arizona. So I'm going to go manual now. So if you think about this, guys, again, this is all freeware. And that does not look bad for freeware, guys. And when you're a person, when you're a flight simmer who has so much, as much payware as I do, having an entire chain of islands in the Pacific that's freeware of this quality is definitely worth it. If I wanted to, I could buy payware for Honolulu International, and that would look sick, but I don't fly here enough for me to justify that. Okay, I accidentally climbed there a little bit. I was just looking down on the ground. Sadly, no one else is here yet, and he's long gone. He's out of view already. Manila, Philippines, sir. Wow. Yours truly. Well, everyone is on lockdown at the moment unless you're a medical personnel or civil servant. The time is now 3:19 p.m. Yeah, that's true. That's true, pretty much. And I am neither, so I am working from home. But I'm still thankful that I can work, and that's important. So, okay, just Ford Island traffic. November 404 Foxtrot Romeo is going to do a pass over the airfield to 1,000 feet, and then enter the circuit. Ford Island traffic. Ford Island? It is Ford Island, isn't it? Yeah, Ford Island traffic. Okay, I'm going to pass over the runway, and then I'm going to take a left-hand turn, merging onto the left downwind. So, the attack on Pearl Harbor. That, I believe, is the Missouri. Could be the Missouri. I think it's the Missouri. And that right there is where the the sunken battleship still lies. And apparently it's still leaking fuel. Okay, so mixture, rich. (1,500 feet and still descending. Look at that for a scenery. So it's just like a little naval base. Okay, coming up to 1,000 feet, continuing. Ford Island traffic, November 404 Foxtrot Romeo, turning left downwind, runway 04. I hope it's 04, because that's what I just called it. Let's just trim. Let's just trim and check. Is it 04? Yes. I was right. I was right all along. So there's roughly the reciprocal of 404. 404 set. Goor de bro. Goor de bro. Yeah. It goes well. Dego bra. Dego bra. Selvfølgelig. It goes well. Okay. Ford Island, November Foxtrot Romeo, turning left base, runway 04. Ford Island traffic. Okay. Turning. Mixture is rich. Still. Maintaining level flight just to... Okay. Flaps 1. Love that PBR. 600 feet. Let's not go any lower than 600 feet at this stage. Thank you. There's a massive great aircraft carrier off in the distance there. Trimming, 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 trimming. And Ford Island traffic, November 404 Foxtrot Romeo, turning final runway 04, full stop. Ford Island traffic. Second notch of flaps. Ah, the scenery though. The scenery though. Breaks a man's heart. It's so beautiful. Now that is a sight. Of all the places I've ever flown into on stream, the only thing now is we could have some nice busy ATC. But unfortunately we're not going to be able to get that. Flaps full. Okay, 60 knots. Still trimming. Let's see if we can hear the stall warning horn squeal on our flare. Because in the real world, a lot of pilots, pretty much everyone, just gets to that point where the stall warning horn is squealing as the main gear are touching down. And I never really do that in the sim. I feel the C172 floats so much that you could literally float it down the whole length of the runway before hearing that. 55 knots, almost 50 knots now. Really slow, trimming all the way. Trimming nose up trim. Okay, let's hear this squeal. Let's try and make this work. Okay, so with that experiment, I was a bit too slow. I was too slow, and I heard the stall warning horn prematurely. Off the strobe. I heard the stall warning horn prematurely, and I think I bumped down onto the ground harder than I should. So I'm just going to cut across the grass because no one's here, and it looks fun. As a scenery though, guys, freeware, my goodness. What I'm going to do at some point soon, ladies and gents, is when the Aeroplane Heaven DC-3 is released, I am going to return to this scenery, and I'm going to fly regional legs to all the different islands, hopefully with some ATC. So, bro, did you get the Orbex Africa Land Class? I did, and I've been flying the Orbex South Africa Land Class for most of this week, and I can say I really enjoy it. And Africa is big. Africa is so big. Like, dude, that's a lot of area to cover. Avionics, everything can go off. Right. With everything off, let's just run on to the static world camera. So let's just go and explore a little bit. See, I'm pretty sure that's the Missouri class battleship. I should probably Google that before I voice such opinions. Pretty sure that's the Missouri. No, sorry. Missouri? It's one of those. It's one of those. But it looks cool. And that right there is where I can't remember which one it was that sunk, but and this could be a Ford class aircraft carrier. Nimitz class, maybe? I don't know. This is this is big. This is a big boy. Right, so I wonder if this is actually landable in the sim. If I could, with my Cessna, if I put the camera through it, yeah, no, if I put the camera through it, it's a solid object. Look at that. So I could land on that. And the cables look like actual 3D cables. I'm just not quite sure about the levitating helicopters there, but that's cool. That's cool. So we could actually land on that. That's a big space. And there's the oh, pressed the wrong button. Sorry, scared me. Thought I'd exited the sim by accident. Okay, so what else was I gonna go look at though? I think that was just it. But yeah, so I'm not going to delay this live stream any more than it currently is. But yeah, guys, that is just a small VFR trip around Hawaii and some of its scenery. And I'm definitely going to return to this in the Airplane Heaven DC-3. If I zoom all the way out. Oop. I zoom all the way out. Yeah. So got those two islands up there, this island here, and those islands in the chain as well. That are all properly, yeah, I mean you can definitely tell that's nice looking scenery. So looking forward to exploring that further on live streams. Some weird artifacting going on over there in the ocean. But for me, that is it for this evening. Thank you very much, guys, for joining in, and I will see you next time. So I might be on, definitely be on later this week. So a new DC-3, yes, Cole. The new DC-3 is going to be from Airplane Heaven. Probably it's going to be sold through Just Flight and various other stores. It's a fully PBR rendition of the DC-3 and also the C47 Cargo Master, the military version of it. If you go to Facebook and search for Aeroplane Heaven, you will see pictures of their developments of it. Yours truly. A2A should really work on a multiple engine up-to-date aircraft. Actually, they are. If you've been following along, they are definitely doing the Aerostar. It's definitely going to be PBR. My laptop just is telling me it's low battery. It's going to be a PBR twin-engine Aerostar. But I'm not sure. Oh, there's another aircraft in the sim. I'm not sure if they've decided to pull the plug on P3D for that particular add-on and develop it mainly as one of their first Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 aircraft. Who knows? I don't know. That's just wild speculation. But yes, they do have a twin GA in the works and many other amazing things, I'm sure. So I will be doing some flying on live stream and in various videos on using the Orbex Africa land class. I'm going to be doing some DC-3 flying over there as well. So lots of flying coming up. What is that? What is that there? Oh, it's United Airlines, 777. Okay, cool. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Thank you for your company. Have a good evening.